rye bread, and we got prawns on top of the rye bread. Very, very tasty. Gravlax fillets.
Olá pessoal, bem-vindos a mais um vídeo nesse canal. Nós somos cidadãos do terceiro mundo e nesse canal a gente reage sobre o primeiro mundo. Nesse vídeo a gente vai reagir a um supermercado em Helsinki.
Então pedimos que, por favor, você considere se inscrever, ative as notificações e também faça mais sugestões lá no nosso Instagram. E agora vamos para a reação.
Finland, 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 the country where I want to be only trekking.
Ah, lovely cold Finland I find myself in once again. Over here, you may remember from my very old video.
O barco está em cima do gelo.
In Finland, or Helsinki, is a food market. I'm going to go have a look in the food market, see if everything's working in order. I'm currently in Finland where everything has to close at 6 p.m. So supporting the businesses during the day kind of has to be done. From my memory, this was a good place to get lunch last time. So I'm going to go sample some of the delights this time. Come join me.
Nossa, deve estar bem frio aí.
It's the country for me, so near to Russia, so far.
Well, immediately we can see this magnificent building was built in 1889. And thankfully, unlike a lot of places, stood the test of time. Some crazy architect didn't think, hey, I know we can do this better. No, they actually thought this is actually a lovely building and they've kept it. In a way, it's a magnificent building. I have to say I'm a big fan of this one. Let's go inside.
A arquitetura
Have a
é
look.
muito
Let's hope
bonita,
that
muito
COVID
louca.
fear hasn't decimated this place.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Let's hope there's life to be seen. And I'm sure by the time you see this video, people would have realized there's nothing to be fearful of and they've moved on. But let's go check it out. Sadly, my fears were realized in the fact that, as we can see automatically, it looks rather sparse and empty.
Interessante, a entrada é muito diferente da entrada do que a gente tem aqui. Eu me pergunto se isso é por conta do frio, tipo, é uma barreira pro frio.
É muito interessante, né? Realmente isso é uma observação muito interessante. Mas a gente precisa entender historicamente o que significa a construção desse lugar. Porque existem alguns estabelecimentos que eles tinham alguma finalidade e que ao longo dos anos essa finalidade acabou se tornando uma outra coisa. Realmente a gente precisaria saber sobre a história, mas é muito diferente.
Probably good news in terms of being able to film, bad news in terms of getting the footfall and the business that these sort of places deserve.
You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you!
It has everything from wine and champagne
Uau!
to local produce in the form of sauces, caviar, I think. So just here we have one of my favorites, which I've discovered since being in Finland. It's called this muna vuola. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's basically a sort of pastry with eggy butter and chives on top. It's very, very tasty. But let's continue.
Incrível!
And over here we have some magnificent Finnish cheeses. Fantastic, all made in Finland. But not just Finnish cheeses, we have the Roqueforts, the Bries from France. Don't know where this one's from, maybe this is Finnish. But very, very beautiful.
A variedade de queijos é fascinante.
A little fermented curd will do the trick. So I curtailed my wall-poling activities, sallied forth and infiltrated your place of purveyance to negotiate the vending of some cheesy comestibles.
What we have here is red deer meat, elk jerky, and I assume elk is what the English call a deer. Yeah, it's a different type of deer. And we've got reindeer over here, very tasty, cold smoked reindeer.
Eles têm o hábito de comer rena e eu confesso que eu tenho uma curiosidade de saber o sabor desse tipo de carne. Porque aqui a gente não tem, aqui a gente não come esse tipo de animal, até porque esse tipo de animal nós não temos em nosso país. Mas seria realmente interessante provar o sabor dessa carne, deve ser algo bem diferente.
É verdade, eu também tenho muita curiosidade para provar. É um lugar muito aconchegante.
Salmon soup, wherever of your time.
Reagimos à sopa de salmão. Se você ainda não assistiu, visite o nosso canal para assistir, porque foi um vídeo muito legal de se fazer e foi muito sofrimento também.
Here we have local honey. I was lucky enough to be in the lakelands of Finland recently, and locals gave me one of their lakeland honey. They said it was popular with the bears. This guy's been waiting for his tip so long, he's looks almost dead.
Uau! Tudo muito barato.
Sim.
Compared to a lot of Finland, this place is actually reasonable value. It's pretty rare to see teas and coffees these days in central Helsinki for less than 4.5, 5 euros. But here we can get like even the latte is 4.5 euros, but you can get a coffee for 2.90, reasonable value. And the salmon soup, I think last time I was here was at 10 euros, now it's at 12.5. It's a considerable price increase.
Eu nem tinha visto o valor do preço da sopa. Meu Deus, é impressionante como é barato.
Eu percebi aqui, foi mostrado ali café expresso e coisas do tipo de beber, e os valores são bem mais acessíveis do que a gente tem aqui em nosso país. Esse tipo de café expresso, por exemplo, em nosso país é muito caro. A maior parte da nossa população sequer tem acesso a esse tipo de bebida, justamente pelo alto valor que tem.
Bit of ice cream for dessert, mascarpone with figs, not bad, vanilla, chocolates, strawberry, lemon.
É interessante
We've got
sorvete
a
no
spring roll
frio.
with shrimp, spring roll with chicken, spring roll with vegetable. Oh, these look really tasty. Tempura, very tasty, deep fried shrimps. I think I might go for one of these this time. Even a vegetarian version, alternative to the pulled pork, is oat. If you're after the Asian cuisine, there's a good selection of Asian food here. Spicy bowl, yuzu bowl, salmon bowl, all good. Well, once again, thank you for joining me on another one of my little adventures. Please excuse the delay in getting this footage out to YouTube, that is now KAUPPTube. Between the Ukraine war and trying to assist where I can, editing has taken a back seat. However, my hope is travel footage is evergreen. If you want more Finland content, check out my Finland playlist, and if you are curious about other markets, I've made a playlist on some of the markets I've witnessed around the world. Very popular in this part of Finland is the salmon and the caviar on top of the rye bread, and we got prawns on top of the rye bread. Very, very tasty. Gravlax fillets, smoked salmon. This is some of my favorite. I love this stuff.
Caramba, meu Deus!
Eu fico surpreso como eles têm acesso a esse tipo de alimentação. Eu acredito que os finlandeses não façam ideia de como é muito difícil ter acesso a caviar aqui em nosso país. Não é vendido em qualquer lugar e somente as pessoas ricas têm acesso a esse tipo de alimento.
Eu fico impressionada porque a gente fala muitas vezes sobre alimentação aqui, como é acessível nos países de primeiro mundo, mas isso é apenas a ponta do iceberg, porque, na verdade, nos países de primeiro mundo, tudo é muito acessível, né? Não só a alimentação. Realmente, as pessoas são tratadas com muito respeito. Elas têm, elas têm acesso a coisas básicas e coisas que pra gente nem básicas são. Então, é impressionante, é um outro mundo. Realmente é uma coisa muito longe da nossa realidade.
you want a selection of interesting beer, and I tell you, the Finns produce a lot of good beer. I haven't tried this one, and I haven't tried this one, and I haven't tried this one. Mostly because in Finland, the price of beer is so expensive. Any to export it, they added so much tax that it becomes almost unprofitable for the export markets. But worthy of your time when you're here. It's not cheap, but it's good quality.
É cerveja finlandesa.
More salmon. This is the sort of place you come if you're sort of entertaining your dinner guests. You want a large piece of salmon. I'll give you a price in perspective, 32 euros per kilogram. But for the Norwegian,
Wow.
for some reason the Finnish one is more expensive at 48 kilograms.
Meu Deus.
Honestly, if you can smell it, it's very mouth-watering, really, really good. And I presume this is probably reindeer skin or ribson. I don't know what sort of skin that is, but it's interesting. It's very soft. A medley of seafood, a medley of octopus, 59. I don't know how much that is. This is from Italy though. 39.5 euros for this squid. And then obviously this is very tasty. Some more rye bread with
É
salmon.
mundo de salmão, é
themes.
impressionante isso.
Yeah, the secret is to buy your food from these little side places and then go sit down in one of the tables. You're allowed to do that. You can sit in the back room and you can eat to your heart's content. So you can get yourself some 4.5 euros salmon here. Notice the difference of prices. We've seen 4.5 to 5 to 6. So this seems to be the best value right now. Oh wow, look, the smoked cold reindeer you can probably take home 10 euros.
Uau.
And 13 euros for the salami. Bear salami. Not sure how I feel about that, but
Salame de urso?
Eu não sei se o salame de urso é um tipo de salame ou se é um salame que provém realmente desse animal.
Se for, é muito diferente isso. Muito diferente mesmo.
when in Rome. So this is the very traditional gallia. It's kind of like a meatball. Very, very tasty. God, it's tempting, it's tempting. Canaliscula. And wow, look over here, we've got some sort of... What do we have here? It's sold in little tubs. Hi. I'm just wondering, what is it?
It's halwa, halwa sweet, dessert.
A dessert. Ah, okay. I thought it was bread, but it's dessert. I think I can recognize it now. Thank you. We got baklava. Oh my god, this looks so tasty. Beautiful baklava. Dates.
Aí
Beautiful.
tem coisas que eu
Lots of
nunca vi
nuts.
antes.
Something for all tastes, really. Reindeer kebab. Finnish. Once you've had all those Finnish beers, you fancy a bit of reindeer kebab. Not too bad. Hi there. Reindeer. Maybe later. It looks like a lot of food. Looks very tasty. Very, very tasty. You can see there's a lot on offer here, and in normal times it would be very, very busy. A little bit quiet today. We've got the beautiful sandwiches, very tasty. For dessert, this is a lingonberry pie, very, very tasty. And a bit of a rhubarb. It's kind of a rhubarb type pie dessert. Probably the closest thing we had earlier to the monkey, but it's not a monkey. I don't know what it's like. It looks like a donut.
If you're feeling generous, do click the like button, and if you haven't had the urge to subscribe
Tudo
just
parece
yet,
muito,
maybe you
muito
might consider
delicioso.
that today. It really does help me to continue making the content I make.
An Englishman can get his fish and chips there. You see, it does pay to shop around, but here, if you want the salmon soup, 10 euros 20, so it's 12 euros over there. So do have a look at the prices. Similar dishes, different prices. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for a bit of salmon soup.
Hello, may I help you?
Just having a look, just being a tourist, sorry. Is that right? It looks great. I think it was all the Finnish food I've been trying recently that I just had the urge. I started salivating to have the roasted pork baguette. It's a light lunch. I get something else later.
Ah,
That looks fantastic. It smells so good. I think good is an understatement. This is really, really, really good. It's amazing. Wow. It's tangy, it's flavoursome, it's juicy. It's really good. Well, I have to say I'm left rather satisfied after that, and honestly, a great place to come if you're looking to sample some, well, traditional Finnish food. They certainly have an array of that. I apologise, I didn't really go for the traditional Finnish food. The Finns are big fans of Asian food, so I don't think I did too badly there. And in fairness, if you're on a budget, it's a good place to go.
eu não tenho palavras. Quando formos na Finlândia, a gente precisa ir nesse lugar. Porque é um vídeo que é um pouco antigo, mas dá para ver a variedade de coisas. E como é dito no próprio vídeo, é um lugar acessível. Onde que em nosso país, um lugar onde vende salmão desse jeito, um mundo de salmões, uma variedade enorme de pratos, de todos os tipos, onde no nosso país isso seria acessível?
Isso realmente é algo que impressiona muito. A gente tem que perceber aqui que há uma variedade de salmão, mas também há uma variedade de queijo, há uma variedade de outras coisas ali que são muito acessíveis, que os finlandeses podem comprar, comer, consumir. Não apenas os finlandeses, também os turistas.
E até comida asiática. Realmente é um lugar muito diverso.
Realmente é impressionante. Eu acho que a gente deveria sim, se a gente tiver a oportunidade de ir para a Finlândia, a gente precisa conhecer esse lugar. Eu acho que a gente ficaria tonto em não saber para onde ir, porque toda a apresentação das comidas aqui realmente são muito bonitas.
É verdade, mas antes de terminar o vídeo, eu queria falar uma coisa, que a gente está preparando um vídeo também mostrando o mercado daqui. Então aguardem que já está em produção, né?
Sim, é verdade. Mas essa foi a reação desse vídeo. Portanto, aproveite a oportunidade, considere se inscrever no nosso canal, clique no gostei, compartilhe esse vídeo e visite o nosso Instagram para fazer mais sugestões de vídeos como esse.
Então é isso, muito obrigada por assistir esse vídeo e nos vemos na próxima reação. Tchau!